Welcome. My name is Parker Rogers. I am a data community advocate in the Operational Analytics Club and Census, and I am here with OA community member Jerrie Kumalah, who is also one of our OA data champions. So, Jerrie, I'd love for you to introduce yourself, and then we're going to dive into a few questions.
Yeah, so as Parker said, I'm Jerrie Kumalah, an analytics engineer at SeatGeek. Started my career in public health and navigated my way to analytics engineer.
And, Jerrie, what is your favorite part of your job as an analytics engineer?
My favorite part is getting people excited about the data and seeing how it could be helpful to them. So I've been calling it data coaching. I really like the idea of getting people to not be scared of what's available, of data and numbers, but also just see like how it can make their work more efficient, easier, and how they can better tell their story. So that's my favorite part.
Awesome. And what is the most challenging part of your position?
So right now, as an analytics engineer, I feel like it means different things in different places, just like many data roles out there, right? Every company approaches it differently. So what's challenging is just making sure that I'm focusing on the right things for what we need as a company right now. So is it like leaning more on the data engineering angle because we have like a really robust data team that can do a lot of the stakeholder management. So it's kind of cool. You're focusing on a different set of problems, but it's just being able to pick those up really quickly and figure out what's the need right now. Is it, hand holding and defining things, or is it just like jump in and problem solve and build? So,
And at SeatGeek,
mhm.
what department do you work with most?
Right now, I mostly work with the marketing team.
Okay. And is it
Yeah.
a big data team? Like how many people are on the data team right now?
So, so the data team as a whole, I think we're close to 40 or so. It's a pretty big team. There are data scientists and data analysts, and there's also like a data science engineering arm. There's a data platform team. So it's a pretty robust data team, which is pretty cool. So you can learn a lot from others,
Yeah.
and a lot of different defined spaces.
I've never been on a data team that big, so that is interesting
It's
to
my
me. And
first
all,
time.
like SeatGeek, just everything like needs to happen so fast. I feel like to make
Yeah,
progress, like any data that happens within the platform needs to be delivered fast. Any insights need to be delivered fast, just because it keeps turning.
exactly.
There's always new
Yeah.
events. Yeah, I'm intrigued
They're
by that.
very
I'd love to
comfortable.
learn more about that. Yeah.
They're very comfortable with data, for sure. Yes.
The next question is why do you think community is important in the data industry?
It's a great place to build thought partnerships, like, find people who are like-minded, but also um, I was in a lot of startups before moving over to SeatGeek. And so when you're used to being part of a much smaller team, it's hard to really kind of know what others are doing. So it's a great place to understand what are the best practices, like what are real life examples outside of what you see in the textbooks, and also like find other champions who would support you in your work and be great sounding boards and just like help you navigate how to grow in this career. And so I really value the different data communities. That I value like being able to help support that as well.
And you touched on this a little bit, but so you were at a smaller data team before SeatGeek, coming into SeatGeek, working with 40 people, or at least you have a 40-person team. Like, what was the hardest lesson to learn, or what was like the most important like habit that you've built, or just what
Yeah.
was completely drastically different?
The hardest lesson is that I really can slow down. So and what I mean by that is like when you worked in early startups a lot, you are wearing so many different hats and you're trying to answer things extremely quickly, which means not always polished, right? It's just like got to get something there because the resources are a lot more limited and you're spread a lot more across many different priorities, ranging from data visualization all the way to like building a brand new pipeline, all the way to like, just a lot of different things. What was both refreshing but also challenging coming into a much bigger company is realizing that you have a defined space, right? And it also means you have the opportunity to really delve into it and focus on quality versus just moving at super high speeds because you're like worried
Hmm.
about the 10,000 things that are coming. There's still a lot of things to work on, but you get to really be strategic and like really make sure that you're doing it well and that you're getting the right feedback and that you're pacing yourself, which is a culture shift when you're used to just like go, 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 go nonstop. You're like, wait,
Yeah.
I'm already behind. So yeah.
So your brain's kind of
Uh,
shifted from get things done quickly to how can I slow down and just tackle the biggest problems really, really well,
yeah,
from my
also because
understanding.
uh, mistakes have a larger impact too when you're a part of when you're working on um, models that are like used to make so many different types of decisions, but at a higher scale. And so you have to like really think about those things, right? It's just like you have to start thinking about how you move through your work in a different way
Hmm.
than just being putting band-aids sometimes on like certain things and knowing that you can come back to it. This one is like, well, coming back to it will be more costly. It's going to slow down the flow. You have to just think about things a way ahead in your process.
And so, like, I've heard growing up, I've never analyzed this. I don't know if it's true, but like during a recession, like the entertainment industry does better. So like movies, like people go to more theaters
Mm.
and whatnot, and like subscriptions go up for streaming services. With in-person events like the SeatGeek manages, is there a higher demand when the economy goes down or lower demand?
That's a great question. I do think like one thing that is unique about live events, it's an experience that people really plan for. And
Hmm.
it's not like you're right, it's almost like it's just something they're willing to like save and sacrifice for in a slightly different way than other commodities. So as far as how they talk about it right now, they haven't seen like crazy dips, right? As
Hmm.
other than COVID was just like an anomaly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
outside of that, I think they're doing pretty well. But I'm not the best person because I'm not necessarily completely in that side of things and really understand um, that side of the business really well right now. But yeah, um, that is worth investigating. I could take a look and let you know.
Oh yeah, I bet it would. I bet it would just be like you could a chart, and it's just like people going to the SeatGeek gap over time. But I just wonder if there is a
Exactly.
correlation. And then another last question, then you can totally sign off. This is just
Mm.
me being curious again. Have you like do you work with different like types of events? Do you have like sports events,
Oh yeah.
concerts? It's like if you look at that data ever, was there anything that surprised you like as far as there's more demand like for comedy shows than you would expected compared to other things or like more demand for I don't know, whatever,
Yeah.
symphonies.
So because I'm like squarely right now in the marketing and analytics engineering arm of our work, I haven't been in digging into those kind of insights. Like, so I feel
Hmm.
like a little far removed from that. I'm so stuck in like attribution, like how do
Oh,
attribute
well,
things run?
you're always going to be stuck in attribution. That's not going to change. That's a
so
permanent stuck.
so that's my bubble right now. So I have no idea. I actually have no idea, but we do ticket all kinds of events, like sporting, Broadway, like everything you can think of. If it's a live event, there's a very likelihood that we ticket of some sort.
Awesome. That was
Mm-hmm.
fun. Thank you very much.
Good.
Have a good
Thanks,
weekend.
Parker.
Thanks a ton.
You too. Bye.